students, welcome back to the structure of atom as we were talking about the phenomenon that has been explained with the help of Planck's quantum theory, and we have seen the dual nature that electromagnetic radiations, they have wave nature as well as particle nature both. This we'll discuss in detail later on. So let's again talk about the electromagnetic radiations that we are talking about. It is having dual nature. So we know that electromagnetic radiations, they are having different wavelengths and different frequencies. Fine. Now these different wavelength or frequency, it can be separated. Okay, how to separate this? So it can be separated, or you can say analyzed, with the help of an instrument known as spectrograph. So let's see. Study of emission, study of spectra, atomic spectra. What is spectra? We'll see. Okay. So what we were saying that electromagnetic radiations, magnetic radiations having different wavelengths and frequencies. Fine. Now these can be separated. These can be separated and then analyzed. With what? With the help of an instrument. There is an instrument to separate this radiation known as spectroscope. Okay, like the whole branch of this is known as spectroscopy. Okay, that with the help of spectroscopy we can say we'll be able to find out the structure of any compound with the help of certain, you can say, certain points, certain concepts are there, certain criteria is there. So the complete branch is known as spectroscopy, that is a higher level concept. Fine. So let's see, it can be separated and then analyzed with the help of an instrument known as spectroscope. Now let's see what is this spectroscope. Spectroscope, it consists of a prism. Okay, prism for what? For the dispersion of radiations. Dispersion of radiations, and also consists of telescope. Telescope for what? To examine these radiations. To examine these radiations. Okay. Now let's see if this in the instrument in the given instrument, that is spectroscope, if telescope is replaced by a photographic film, again it will examine the radiations only, then it is known as spectrograph. Then it is known as spectrograph. Okay. With the, including if telescope is there, then it is known as spectroscope. If it is replaced by photographic film, it is known as spectrograph. Then the pattern of radiations which gets obtained on the plate, that is photographic plate, is known as spectrum. This is known as spectrum. Like the common example, you know, it's rainbow. Rainbow is a spectrum of several colors. Yes, that is taking place with the help of dispersion of light through a prism. So this we also will discuss in the spectrum only. So I think this is a general part is clear to everyone that radiations are there of different wavelength and frequencies which can be separated are then analyzed with the help of an instrument known as spectroscope. Fine. Whole branch is known as spectroscopy, and then it consists of a prism, which is for the dispersion of radiations, and then telescope for to examine these radiations. And then the same instrument, if it is replaced by the photographic film, is known as spectrograph, and the pattern which is getting obtained on the photographic plate is known as spectrum. Now let's see, depending upon the type of radiations, it is of two types. Spectrum is of two types depending upon the type of radiations. Depending upon the type of radiations, it is of two types. Radiation means type means whether emitted or absorbed. Emitted or absorbed. It is of two types: emission spectra, okay, and absorption spectra. Emission, again, it is of two types. One is continuous and one is line spectra. So let's see one by one. First we'll see emission spectrum. Okay, as the name says, emission, it means radiations are of emitted type. They are emitting from one particular source. So let's see. First is emission spectra or spectrum. Okay, now this emission spectrum, it is noticed when radiations are emitted. Radiations are emitted from a given source and then analyzed. Through a prism. Okay, the pattern you can say which gets obtained, then analyzed through a prism, and then you can say received on photographic plate. For example, let's say I'm just giving you this simple example. Say this is your prism and here is the source. You can see source of light is there. Fine, it will pass through prism, and then here we'll put the photographic plate. Then whatever pattern will get obtained, you can say you will find on the photographic plate. So this kind of arrangement is there, like that. It is noticed when radiations are emitted from a given source and then analyzed through a prism and then received on the photographic plate. Fine. So let's see the continuous spectrum, and before that we'll see the radiations can be emitted from what kind of source. So you can say that the radiations can be emitted in a number of ways. Like you can say from sun or glowing electric bulb, then by passing electric discharge through a gas at low pressure. And then third one is by heating a substance at high temperature. Heating a substance at high temperature. So these are the different sources of radiations. We can provide any one source can be you can say, can be helpful in obtaining the emission spectrum. Now let's see its part. Let's see its part. First is continuous. So as the name suggests, it's continuous. So radiations are of continuous type. So what happens in continuous spectrum? As what is the general criteria in the emission? That radiations are emitting. Okay. So you can say that when white light, that you know that white light, it is of single wavelength. Light of single wavelength or monochromatic light. When white light, or you can say light from the sun, is allowed to, is emitted and then allowed to pass through a slit and then through a prism. Prism where you can say dispersion of light is taking place. Dispersion of light is taking place. In the form of what? In the form of VIBGYOR. This pattern is getting obtained on the photographic plate. And the color which is getting obtained from violet to red. They all are, you can say, continuous pattern is there. Okay. And you can say the pattern is, continuous pattern is there, and they are also overlapping each other. Colors are also overlapping each other. That's why it is known as continuous spectrum. Okay, example is that dispersion of light, we know that is rainbow pattern. How rainbow is formed? All of you know it's a concept based on science. Like usually it happens when, you can say, as many times it happens after the rainfall. Yes, after the rainfall, and in the daytime it happens that when you can say there, what is acting as a prism? Basically small droplets of water. Okay, small droplets of water in sky acts as a prism, okay, which is helping in the dispersion of light. That's why rainbow is getting formed in the form of VIBGYOR. 7 colors will be able to see. That is known as dispersion, and that is an example of, best example of the continuous spectrum. Because if you have seen carefully, then you just I think you might have observed that all the colors are continuous, overlapping each other. So that is a continuous spectrum. Okay, so this is all about continuous spectrum. Now let's see the next one, that is line spectra. As the name suggests, line, so it means lines has to appear in the spectrum. Instead of this colors and all, lines will be appearing in the spectra. Now we'll see what kind of lines. Line spectra. Now this spectra, you can say, this is observed when vapors of some volatile substance are allowed to fall on the flame of a Bunsen burner. All of you have seen the Bunsen burner in the chemistry lab. So that is a Bunsen burner are allowed to fall on the flame of the Bunsen burner. Okay, so we'll see what kind of pattern will get obtained as we have to pass the vapor. So here we will find the lines in the spectrum, that is colored lines we will get. So we'll see that what kind of colored lines, and this color also depends upon the particular vapor, that the vapor of which element we are passing, as every element is having its own color of, you can say, vapor in the flame. Okay, so accordingly we'll see. Fine, Bunsen burner, and then analyzed with the help of spectroscope, okay, which is having photographic fringe. Fine. So here we will pass the vapors. Now, what is how we are going to obtain the pattern? Let's see what will happen here. So you can see some colored lines will get obtained. Some colored lines. What is the result of this when it will be analyzed on the photographic plate? Some colored lines gets obtained on the photographic plate. Okay, like for example, in case of sodium, what has been observed? Two yellow lines. Yellow lines having wavelength. One is having 589 nanometer and the another one is having 589.6 nanometer. So these are the yellow lines of sodium which has been observed on the photographic plate. Let's say the pattern, you can say the pattern will be like this. The two sodium lines are there. Okay, these are the sodium yellow lines. One is having wavelength 589 nanometer, one is having 589 nanometer. So these kind of lines will be seen instead of the color. Okay, so yellow lines will be seen on the photographic plate. It means if yellow is there, it means it is of sodium. Suppose it is of any other color like potassium is there, then it will be violet. If it is calcium is there, then it will be brick red. So it's like that. So with the help of these colors, we'll be able to identify the type of element with the help of this line spectra. Okay, again it's a kind of emission spectra only, as we are discussing under the heading of emission spectra, which is noticed when vapors are passed. Fine. So what has been like concluded from here, that every element is having its own atomic spectra. This line spectra is also known as atomic spectra, and it will be different for the different elements. Fine. That's why the alkali metals from the periodic table, group 1 and group 2 elements can be identified in the laboratory with the help of its this color of the flame, because they provide different color to the flame, that is Bunsen flame, like sodium, potassium, calcium, then we'll say that barium, strontium, etc. Because they are having different colors in the different flame. And you can note one point here, that no two elements can resemble in line spectra. No two elements can resemble in line spectra as different colors lines. Colored lines will be obtained in case of different element. So you can say that for every element the spectra will be that line spectra lines will be different, the color will be different. Like in case of sodium we have observed yellow color, in potassium you will be observing that violet color is there, for calcium it's brick red, barium it's apple green, okay, strontium it's crimson red. So that's why these different colors are there. So with the help of the color you will be able to identify that this is the line spectrum of one particular element. So due to this reason they will be regarded as, you can say they are regarded as fingerprints of the element, because no two elements can resemble in color in line spectra. So they are regarded as a fingerprint. Like we know that our fingerprints will not match with the fingerprint of the any other person. So it is completely different. So that's why it's like fingerprints of the elements, which are totally different. So this is the utility of this spectrum. And this line spectrum, it is also known as, I'll write it later on. So this is about the emission spectrum. This is also known as atomic spectrum, as it is different for the different atom. Elements, they are in the form of atom only, also known as atomic spectrum. Atomic spectrum. Fine. So like you have seen in that street lights are there. Fine. You have seen two types are there. One is yellow color and one is white in color. So what is there in that? In white, mercury vapors, and in the yellow it's a sodium vapors. That's why it's yellow in color, due to sodium. So this is all about the line spectra. Now we'll see the next type of spectra, that is the absorption spectrum. Now it's similar to this only, but there is a major, you can say, large difference. Otherwise it's like emission only, but let's see what is the difference basically. So this is absorption spectrum. Now what is this absorption spectrum? As the term is there, absorption. Okay, it means here the radiations are getting absorbed. So here what happened, when we are, you can say, when sunlight or white light is passed through the prism and then transmitted light is allowed to strike when white light is passed through the, not the prism, through the vapors of the substance. Through the direct we are passing through the vapors of the substance, white light. Fine. Then transmitted light, whatever will transmit from that source, from that substance, transmitted light is allowed to strike on a prism. Okay, then it is allowed to strike on a prism. Then what will observe? Dark lines. Dark lines appears in the spectra. Like in emission spectra, colored lines were there. So here, instead of that colored line, dark lines will be there, and that these dark lines, they will appear at the same position as in case of emission spectra. That's why this is absorbed one. Why absorbed one? Because what it indicates basically, that the dark lines indicates that the radiations corresponding to them, were absorbed by the substance. Okay, that's why it is dark. That radiations, let's see what is this dark lines indicates. Okay, so why it is absorbed, basically absorption is taking place because we are not passing the direct light through the prism. We are passing the light through the vapors and then transmitted light is allowed to pass through a prism. That's why it is coming dark. Dark colored lines are appearing on the photographic plate. So what is this dark line indicating? Dark lines indicates the dark lines. They indicating the radiations corresponding to them were absorbed by the substance. And the radiations corresponding to them were absorbed by the substance. Okay, from where? From the white light. So this is the meaning. Position is same as we have seen in the emission spectra. Fine. Then like example that we have taken of sodium, giving two lines having wavelength for 589 nanometer and here 589.6 nanometer. Fine. Now here in case of absorption these are dark lines. Instead of yellow these are dark. But position is same. Yes, position is same. Giving the value is also same. Then we'll come to know that this spectra is of sodium. But it's the absorption one. Fine. From this also we can easily find out the nature of the element. So this is all about the absorption.